Yo, what's up guys? My name is It7H and today I'm going to be going over the best tips so that you never lose another game of Treasure Wars on the Hive. Before I start today's video, I just want to let you know that this applies mainly to the Bedrock edition of Minecraft. I'm currently on the Xbox version, however most of these tips can work on any server or edition with some exceptions. Without further delay, let's get right into the tips. Tip number 1 is learning how to speed bridge. In Bedrock Edition specifically, you can cross gaps extremely quickly by learning how to speed bridge. Speed bridging in Bedrock is extremely easy. I personally found that the most consistent way to do this is to give yourself 3 blocks of space and hold down the place block button, whether that's LT or right mouse click or whatever you use. Make sure you practice this in the survival world so that when you try it in game it's a lot easier and you don't waste a lot of time. When it comes down to sudden death, or whenever you lose your treasure, you might want to spend gold on auto bridges so that you do not have the risk of falling into the void. Whenever I play, I will usually speed bridge to diamond or emerald while my partner follows me with a stone sword for protection. If you can be the first to get to emeralds, you are at a huge advantage over the rest of the players. In the gameplay footage, you can see me speed bridging to both diamonds and emeralds. Tip number 2 is to prioritize spending your iron and emeralds on armor over everything else. While it may seem tempting to pool all of your gold right away into something else, if you can be the first one to get chainmail armor or especially diamond, then you can rush other teams' bases and control the center. Diamond armor is especially important because stone swords will do almost no damage. Being aggressive right away will mean that you're cutting off every other team's emerald supply in the center. Having armor before anyone else means you can absorb more damage and win every fight. Tip 3 goes right along with tip 2. Treasure Wars is all about protecting your treasure while taking out the other treasures. However, I have found that a few layers of wool or concrete will get the job done. It's better to spend your gold on arrows, armor, or building materials. The only exception to this is if you're playing 4s. When you're playing 4s, it's best for one person to lock down and stay at the base at all times. Usually this is the person who isn't the best at PvP and just likes to support the team. You can still easily win the game without treasure if you're the team with the best gear. You will just need to play a lot more cautiously. Tip 4 is to get a bow and arrows as early on as possible. Arrows do a ton of damage, and someone with a good bow aim can completely stop someone from rushing you. You can also knock people off bridges and snipe people you got very low with your sword. Bows are very annoying to fight against and are amazing when you have one yourself. They can 4-shot anyone with chainmail, and if someone has diamond armor and you don't, it can be your only protection as well as your main source of damage. It's a good idea to spend all of your gold on arrows in the late game so that you're guaranteed that you won't run out. Tip 5 is find the control setup that's most comfortable for you, whether that's ditching the controller and using keyboard and mouse, or whether that's changing up your controller sensitivity. Personally, I use keyboard and mouse because I feel it's the most comfortable for me and provides the most maneuverability. I would recommend keyboard and mouse because it makes things like organizing your inventory and buying things from the shop faster and more convenient, but if controller is what you prefer, then go ahead and use it. Tip number 6 is to always bring tools with you when trying to take out another team's treasure. Using a pickaxe is the only quick and safe way to destroy endstone, andesite, and concrete. Taking an axe is less important because wood breaks somewhat quickly by hand, but I would bring one just in case. A strategy I've seen some people use is they will surround their treasure with endstone, but outside that is covered in a layer of wool to trick people into thinking it's all wool, so it's very important to bring tools. Tip number 7 is to always carry an enderpearl if you already have diamond gear. Enderpearls are only 3 emeralds and can save your life in different situations. If you're about to fall into the void, throw it at a nearby island to instantly land to safety. If you're getting bow and arrow spammed from a distance, throw one next to your enemy to surprise them with a melee attack. In this gameplay, you will see me use an enderpearl at the very end to secure the final kill and win the game. In the early game, it is very important to immediately try to take out the enemies next to you after bridging to diamonds. If you're playing solos or duos, you will share the closest diamond generator with another team. If you do not take them out and try to go right for emeralds, more than likely they will take out your treasure by the time you get back. If you take out your neighbors immediately, it'll be a lot easier to tell when someone's trying to take out your treasure or sneak attack you from behind. Tip 9 is to play trios and fours instead of solos and duos if you're not as good at the game. Statistically speaking, you have a 1 in 8 chance of winning solos and duos games if your skill is exactly even with everyone else's. You will only have about a 13% chance of coming in first place. Trios and fours, on the other hand, give you a 1 in 4 or about a 25% chance of getting first place. Play whatever you like and prefer, but trios and fours give you the best odds at winning. And for our last tip, coming in at tip number 10, we have teamwork and communication. A good team with good communication is always better than a squad of random players. If you play with your friends and you want them to get better, you show them this video, it'll help them out. If you're looking for some good teammates, feel free to add me on Xbox, my gamer tag is at7ace, and also check the link in the description for my Discord server where you can chat and find new people to play with. You can use the chat feature in-game to communicate with your teammates and tell them what to do. Maybe they won't listen, but if you're playing with your friends over game chat, that'll definitely help you a lot. If you have a teammate that's staying in the base, make sure they communicate when another team is pushing, or if you're on the offensive side, make sure you let your teammates know what treasure you want to go for and when you're going. A good strategy I found was to save up 20 emeralds so one person on the team could get diamond armor and control the center before everyone else. If you communicate effectively, you can get 20 diamonds before you know it. I was originally only planning on including 10 tips, but because you just saw that gameplay, I figured I'd add an extra one. If you crouch while you're taking out another team's treasure, sometimes they just won't notice because when you crouch, your name tag's hidden, and you can sneakily just destroy their treasure while they're not looking and sneak attack them. Anyways guys, that's gonna wrap it up for today's tips and tricks video. Make sure to like the video if you learned anything new, and hit the subscribe button. It only takes a split second and it really helps me out a ton. If you want to see more content like this, make sure you hit that bell button as well. The rest of this video is just gameplay of me and my friend obviously getting the dub. But I hope you enjoyed the rest of this gameplay footage and watch it over and take what you will from it. And that's going to be it for today's video. I hope you all have an amazing day, and I hope I'll see you in the next one.